You're listening to Civic Media. You can tune into any of our live shows on any radio station across the state with the Civic Media app. Find us in your phone's app store and listen anytime, anywhere. This is your WISS Daily News Roundup for Oshkosh Air Support, 98.3 FM and 1100 AM.
For 98.3 and 96.5 WISS News, I'm Lisa Hale. Following the assassination of right-wing personality Charlie Kirk, Wisconsin lawmakers are once again asking about their safety. Civic Media's Joanne Krulotz reports.
State Senator Howard Markline and Representative Tony Kurtz were on WRCO's morning show. Kurtz says the rhetoric needs to stop.
I think we do need to dial it down and get back to the basics of actually looking somebody in the eye and talking to them and saying, you know what, I disagree with you, but I still respect you.
Assembly Speaker Robin Vos remains confident in security arrangements at the Capitol in Madison. Vos noted that Kirk was killed in a public place, and Minnesota state lawmaker Melissa Hortman and her husband were killed in their home. Vos said the reality is that most political violence that has occurred has not been inside a government building. Markline says the Wisconsin state capitol is probably one of the most open state capitals in the country. He added he likes the openness.
This is the people's capital. It's not mine, and it's not Tony Kurtz's. It's the people. So they ought to be able to, come in and stuff. I hope we don't have to get down to a point where we're just locked down.
Other than a brief period following the 9/11 attacks, the public has always had unrestricted access to the Wisconsin Capitol.
Meanwhile, in Oshkosh, a teacher at Oshkosh West is receiving heat after a social media post following the assassination of Charlie Kirk, calling him a, quote, morally evil human. However, the post also called for an end to political violence. The Oshkosh Area School District says it's aware of the post and is, quote, handling the situation in accordance with district policies. Oshkosh is not alone. A teacher in Cudahy and another in the Rosendale-Brandon School District have been placed on administrative leave following their social media posts on Kirk. In a one-day fundraising event called Titans Day of Giving, the University of Wisconsin-Oshkosh surpassed its goal of $150,000 by raising $198,389. UWO Chancellor Manohar Singh said that the Titans Day of Giving celebrates the connection between the university and the community.
Giving Day is first and foremost a commitment, a reinforcement of our belief in the value of education. Ask our alums, our stakeholders, our community, our faculty, staff, students, anyone who believes in the value of education to come together and support our mission by supporting our students.
While UWO's Titans Day of Giving is over for this year, Singh says the UWO commitment to the community doesn't stop there.
Each college has the deans, and deans are out and about in the community at all points of times, talking to corporations, talking to farm bureaus, talking to farmers, talking to school districts, talking to healthcare institutions, hospitals. And that's where the magic happens. Community sees our nurses, sees our school teachers that we prepare, and then they want to offer partnerships.
A press release from UWO said the funds raised from the 463 donors will fuel scholarships, enhance academic and co-curricular programs, and provide resources that empower students and faculty. A 58-year-old Kaukauna man is sentenced to 12 and a half years in federal prison for possession with the intent to distribute methamphetamine. Court records say the Lake Winnebago Area Metropolitan Enforcement Group drug unit seized over 7 pounds of meth, $140,000 in cash, firearms, and a car during an August 2024 search of John Sloan's home, vehicle, and storage units. Sloan admitted to trafficking up to 20 pounds of meth in the Fox Valley area. Sloan has over 40 prior criminal convictions dating back to 1985. In addition to his prison term, Judge William Griesbach ordered Sloan to forfeit the cash, 3 handguns, a shotgun, and his 2016 Dodge Charger. Democratic state lawmakers are circulating a proposed bill that would allow Wisconsin residents struggling with suicidal thoughts to add themselves to a do not sell list for firearms. The legislation is meant to allow those individuals to voluntarily give up access access to firearms if they feel it is unsafe for them to have one. Research shows suicide attempts that do not involve a firearm are rarely fatal, but are nearly always fatal when they do. People who add themselves to the list could later apply to be removed from the database after a waiting period. A Wisconsin-based grocery chain has been sold to a St. Louis-based company. Schnucks Markets purchased Festival Foods, and in a press release said the combined grocery stores will all fall under an umbrella company called 1939 Group Incorporated. Festival Foods, which operates 51 stores throughout the state, will keep its name. A former Ripon High basketball coach is convicted of 4 felony charges for sexual assault of a student by school staff, exposing genitals, causing mental harm to a child, and child abuse intentionally causing harm. Mihai Schnell Harrison pleaded no contest to the charges in Fond du Lac County Court Monday. 3 other charges were read into the record and dismissed. He'll be sentenced on December 19th. New Pride Alive is postponing its festival that was planned for this weekend at the Brown County Fairgrounds, citing the increasingly charged political climate. A social media post says the organization is pausing the event due to safety concerns. A new date and venue are expected to be determined at a later date. I'm Lisa Hale for 98.3 and 96.5 WISS News. For news anytime, visit WISS.FM.
The Badgers try to regroup. Hi, I'm Mike Clemens with sports. College football. After losing to Alabama, the Wisconsin Badgers hope to bounce back when they host the 3-0 Maryland Terrapins this Saturday. Badgers head coach Luke Fickell on trying to turn around the program in the NIL portal transfer era.
Whether you're playing with 3 redshirt freshman offensive linemen or, a lot of guys that, their first time playing together with us, we have to make sure that we aren't just focused on the destination. Saturday will take care of itself.
NFL, the Packers have their first road game this week. Safety Xavier McKinney says they can't overlook the 0-2 Browns this Sunday in Cleveland.
I still think they got a good team. I think if you look at their roster of who they have on their team or what they can do, they got a lot of talent. It can turn around quickly for them.
Baseball, it's the Brewers and Angels tonight in Game 2 of that series in Milwaukee. Brandon Woodruff gets the start. Last night, Freddie Peralta pitched 6 innings, allowed just 1 run, 2 hits, 10 strikeouts on the way to a 9-2 victory for the Crew. With sports, I'm Mike Clemens.
On your entertainment beat, I'm Pete Schwaba. A true Hollywood icon has passed away. Robert Redford died September 16th at his home in Sundance, Utah. Redford was born in Santa Monica, California in 1936. Prior to his acting career, he played college baseball, worked in oil fields in California, and studied painting in Europe. He got his first television role on Alfred Hitchcock Presents, then landed a role on Broadway in Neil Simon's The Way We Were. He would later play opposite Barbra Streisand in the movie version as well. He followed that up with his breakout role in Butch Cassidy in The Sundance Kid opposite Paul Newman. Redford was an accomplished director and producer in addition to his acting talents. His credits included All the President's Men, The Sting, Sneakers, and The Natural. Redford won a slew of awards in his career, including an Oscar for Best Director for the film Ordinary People and an honorary Oscar in 2002 for directing, acting, producing, and founding the Sundance Institute. He was also presented with the Presidential Medal of Freedom from President Barack Obama. Robert Redford was 89 years old. Feel like spending Christmas in Las Vegas? I'm sure the town would love to bring tourism back, and hopefully Mariah Carey's new residency will help. Mariah Carey's Christmas time in Las Vegas will kick off November 28th at Dolby Live at the Park MGM. Carey will perform 10 shows that will conclude on December 13th. Do you think she'll sing All I Want for Christmas? If you're looking for a road trip, tickets go on sale September 20th. Sydney Sweeney continues to diversify her resume with her latest role being a maid. The Housemaid stars Sweeney alongside Amanda Seyfried in this dark psychological thriller. The story follows Sweeney's character, who is fresh out of prison and who is hired by Seyfried's character and her handsome husband and becomes close to the attractive couple. Pretty sure this isn't an adult film, but who knows? The Housemaid will drop in theaters December 19th. Nick Cannon recently appeared on the Breakfast Club podcast and discussed why he had 12 children with 6 different women. 3 of those kids are from his marriage to Mariah Carey. The host of The Masked Singer says, believe it or not, he is engaged with all of his kids every day, even though some of them live in different cities. He also said that every child was made out of love. Well, yeah. The Drumline actor said it wasn't like he intended to have 12 children, but he admitted at times he really didn't think about it. In a related story, actor Nick Cannon recently launched a podcast where he dispenses relationship advice. According to Cannon, the Wondery podcast will be recorded in front of a live audience and have many different guests, including celebrities. Cannon did not specify how many of those guests he was hoping to have children with. For more showbiz fun, tune in to Nightlight with me, Pete Schwaba, weeknights from 6 to 8 p.m. on the Civic Media Radio Network.
It is going to be mostly sunny today with a high in the low 80s this afternoon. Tonight, partly cloudy. We're going to drop to about 63 for an overnight low. Tomorrow, another sunny, warm day, although it will be a little cooler with a high right around 77. I'm meteorologist Sean Cable. Currently, it is 66.
That's your WISS Daily News Roundup from Civic Media. Subscribe to this podcast on Spotify, Apple, or wherever you find your podcasts. Find more news at WISS.FM. The national news cycle never stops, but it can be hard to find news about your local community. Civic Media is dedicated to providing quality local and state news coverage across Wisconsin. With the Civic Media app, you can get notifications about local stories that matter to you and your community. Find the free Civic Media app in your phone's app store and choose notifications from the menu to tell us what kind of news you want to hear about.